Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. 1 year down the line after William Samoei Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua took oath of office and said, "So help me God," their leadership style is really in question. Of course, there are other discussions about their performance, and the opinion polls are rating them very low at least C-, with their cabinet secretaries rating at an average of D. But the question that very many experts are asking after Rigathi declared this government a government of shareholders, meaning that the majority of appointments and resources at the national cake would go to two regions, that is the Rift Valley and Mount Kenya. The question that experts are asking, if you remove all the other smaller shareholders and non-shareholders, is it an equal distribution of resources? The reason why this question is coming up at this moment is because the shareholders seems to be working like an animal farm where all animals are equal. And for in this case, there are only two animals, those from Mount Kenya and those from the Rift Valley. So both animals are equal, but there is one that is more equal than the other. This question is coming because it seems that William Ruto knows how to manage Rigathi Gachagua. And he has really dangled a very dangerous carrot to Rigathi Gachagua. And this is 2032. Because according to the arrangement of the Kenya Kwanza team, William Ruto believes that he will win 2027. If you ask me, he will not win, but he will be declared the president. I can guarantee you that William Ruto will not win because all the promises that he gave to Kenyans have gone down the drain. But he will be declared the president. Why? He didn't have the system then, or the perceived system. Of course, he had the higher system, the US. You all know that whenever I do any analysis concerning our governance, then I must ensure that I mention, because that is the source of everything. So he had the bigger system, but he didn't have the smaller systems. Now he's got the bigger system and the smaller system, and it goes without saying that even if he doesn't win, he will be declared the president. And now he has given, Rigathi Gachagua that carrot, that Rigathi must fight tooth and nail to ensure that after 2027 he becomes the president of Kenya. And with that, it seems William Samoei Ruto has told Rigathi Gachagua that the first thing that you need to do is to become a Mount Kenya kingpin. Now, in doing that, ladies and gentlemen, Rigathi Gachagua seems to be rubbing shoulders the wrong way. In this video, I want us to compare what William Ruto is doing to consolidate his support base in the Rift Valley compared to what Rigathi Gachagua is doing. And in doing this, I want us to look very quickly at what William Ruto has been doing. Now, just a few days ago, William Ruto, using his presidential powers to pardon, went and sought one Mr. David Koech, who was a former Kemri boss. He had been jailed for some years because of looting. That's what they could say, some billions of shillings. But what did Ruto do? David Koech is a Kalenjin like William Ruto, and that is what I want us to look at, the Mount Kenya and Rift Valley. William Ruto went there and pardoned David Koech. I want us to look, I want you to know how William Ruto is dealing with these people. Now, one of the most perceived enemies of William Ruto is Gideon Moi. William Ruto, wrestled this power from Moi when he realized that Moi was now, meeting his political sunset days. And he went and grabbed it. Where I come from, it is said, Telo Ikao, Telo Okmingato. Simply means You cannot wait for power to be given to you. You have to grab it. And William Ruto grabbed it. So one of the people that are perceived to be his enemies, Gideon Moi, is he fighting Gideon Moi? Ruto allows Gideon Moi to build a multi-million power plant supply electricity. That is how William Ruto deals with his enemies. When you think that he's going to fight Moi's family, he knows very well that he had annihilated Gideon Moi and the family politically. Now he's bringing him back to ensure that he's there and they can work together. Isaac Ruto was a person who had been perceived to be one of the fiercest enemies. Sometimes working with Raila Amolo Odinga, he even has his own party there. He even tried to contest sometimes back for the Bomet gubernatorial position using his own party. William Ruto ensured that he showed him dust. And what does he do? President Ruto nominates Isaac Ruto to the Judicial Service Commission. Isaac Ruto has been given a place there. You no longer hear him making noise. Gideon Moi is being given a lucrative business there. Joshua Sang was a man who went with William Ruto to The Hague. Aliyumba kidogo, he was wavering at some point. He called Raila Amolo Odinga there at a press conference, and he said that it is not Raila who is responsible for they're going to Hague, and he wanted to work with Raila Amolo Odinga. Sometimes he quit, and for about some years we didn't hear a lot of him. Ruto appoints Arap Sang to his communication team at State House. William Ruto is looking for his Kalenjin community, individuals, and he is giving them jobs. Today, ladies and gentlemen, another shocking, appointment. William Ruto appoints, former energy CS, Charles Keter, as an advisor. And so, Keter joins a list of many who have been given jobs by William Ruto. Ladies and gentlemen, let us move very quickly to Rigathi Gachagua, because I want us to juxtapose and just say a few things. Gachagua demands on Kenyatta land after Mama Ngina settles widow's 4 million debt. So Mama Ngina gives 4 million debts to a widow, and Gachagua cannot appreciate. He keeps on fighting the Kenyatta family, banning their land, telling Mama Ngina to donate some land there, because the Kenyatta family seems to be the #1 enemy for Rigathi Gachagua and central for him to become a kingpin. And now, how does he do it? William Ruto has set him to fight his enemies. DP Rigathi Gachagua vows to deal family with Maina Njenga, Ngiki King, another person who is deemed to be standing on his way, another obstacle for him to become a Kikuyu kingpin. And what does he do? Instead of embracing him, he's busy fighting them. At some point, Maina Njenga was arrested, taken to Nakuru, court there, and there was a lot of noise from the people. Ladies and gentlemen, Gachagua brutally dresses down Mwangi wa Iria at a burial. Mwangi wa Iria is another, experienced politician, and is perceived to be one of the people who can give Rigathi Gachagua a run for his money. And the list continues. What am I saying in a nutshell? In this government, William Ruto has reduced Rigathi Gachagua to a noisemaker. And Rigathi Gachagua has been given a bait in the name of Raila Amolo Odinga. You wake up, you call Raila's name. In fact, when Rigathi Gachagua will be quiet for a minute, he will be told, remember, Raila is in town, and he will be making a lot of noise. And you know what is happening now? William Ruto is a very happy man wherever he is, because the handshake thing is the noise that Rigathi Gachagua will be making. I'm saying this. As Ruto collects and collates and reconciles with all his perceived nemesis in the Rift Valley, Rigathi Gachagua continues to scatter them, fight them. A time will come when only your brothers and sisters will stand for you. Where I come from, it is said, Nyathi kanyathi utug edalagi. Every child must now go and play at their own compound, because there comes a time when you cannot sojourn at someone's house. That time will come, and Rigathi Gachagua will know the importance of having your people around you. Number 2, You know, in 2027, there are only two people who are enjoying some tranquility, political tranquility at their backyard. That is Kalonzo Musyoka and William Samoei Ruto. Kalonzo has got a few governors who sometimes issue statements, people like Wavinya Ndeti, Kalonzo Mutula Kilonzo Jr., but they are very loyal. I have never seen any member of parliament from Kalonzo's backyard, you know, those who belong to Wiper, going to State House to take some photos. So he's enjoying some tranquility because they know Kalonzo is positioning himself for a bigger role. William Ruto is another one because he has decided that there is peace in the Rift Valley. They are working together and is preparing. Even Raila, who used to enjoy that peace, is now, you know, being ruffled a bit. But I think people like Elisha, those are some lightweight compared to Raila Odinga. The importance of giving people job is that you will have people who will speak for you when in times of darkness. Sahi ukisema oh Ruto ni corrupt, Ruto nini, atapata watu ambao wanamtetea. And the whole of the Kalenjin community will rise to support William Ruto. Unlike Rigathi Gachagua, you can still have a few people who, you know, there's a half will support him, but the other half will say, we do not know Rigathi. As we speak, we don't know the kingpin of Mount Kenya. If you know, please tell me. Because they're still positioning themselves here and there. And what Rigathi Gachagua is doing is to use force. And I don't know whether this force will really succeed. Because unlike Ruto, Ruto has the sword and he could use the same force. He's not using this force. In 2027, William Ruto will call all his people and he will have money to campaign. It is also very important that when you give people jobs, they will support you. It is like when you are paying school fees to several children, when they grow up, they will, and you have a Arambe, and you call about 100 people who you sponsored, they will be able to give back, or simply giving back to the society. This is something that Rigathi Gachagua might lack, and William Ruto loves it when Rigathi Gachagua keeps on yapping, when he's fighting his own people. And something tells me that William Ruto listens to the council, the council of elders from his area. Because I know Kalenjins to be people who, you know, take instructions from the councils of elders. And I think this is something that is doing. William Ruto is cunning. He's learned from the former president, late president, the self-professor himself, Daniel Toroticha Arap Moi. He learned from Raila, learned from all these regimes. And he's now become accomplished in the Kenyan politics. Very cunning, knows what to tell, so even if he's lying, he will not blink. So as we speak, ladies and gentlemen, even though Rigathi Gachagua keeps on saying that this is a government of shareholders, William Ruto has the largest shares. I'm waiting to see, because Alfred Keter is the next person you will see here. Because William Ruto wants to consolidate all this power. You will never hear or see any noise from the Rift Valley. There will be a lot of noise from Mount Kenya. And do you know why it is a disadvantage to Rigathi Gachagua? If William Ruto will decide to drop Rigathi Gachagua like hot potato, no one will rally behind him. Because you need to get all your people together to help you. Rigathi Gachagua needed the Mwenga family, Uhuru Kenyatta family, all these people. And I'm sure if he drove to their home and just told them, tufanye kazi pamoja, let us work like brothers and sisters, he will consolidate that support. He will work with them. But he doesn't see that. And William Ruto knows very well that he is sitting in a time bomb. You will see more of disappointments. And that's my take.